Welcome to the Sports Bash pre-show presented by Unique Golf, located at 365 Union Boulevard in West Islip. They've been voted the best on Long Island for their selection of new and used golf equipment. Give them a call at 631-422-6431. Good morning, everyone, except for Clay Holmes. I'm Peter Schwartz, joined by Vinny Tickets. WizKid will join us later in the show. Coming up, we're going to play Stump the Whiz, so it's a big day here on the program. We'll check out the Sports Bash Media poll question of the day, and we'll also have this day in sports history. Good morning, Vinny.
Good morning, Peter.
And as I said, good morning to everybody except for Clay Holmes. What another disaster.
We didn't even cover it yet. We didn't even talk about it yet.
We
kept it positive.
We had, our pre-show meeting was very positive today, very enlightening. So, so it's a disaster. I mean, we sound like a broken record here. And I was thinking about ways to talk about what happened last night because I'm running out of ways to say that this guy stinks.
How brutal it is.
Like, he stinks. He's not a good closer. And the fact that this guy was in the All-Star game this year is just unbelievable. It's 11 blown saves. We'll get more into detail on how it all unfolded when we get to the regular portion of the show and we get to the flash. But I've been thinking about other ways to bring this up because you when you do a sports talk show every single day, you have to come up with different takes and different ways of presenting things. And these are things I'm teaching you along the way in over a year that we've been doing the show together.
Thank you.
And in the few months we've been doing it every day. And I grew up listening to Art Rush Jr. on WABC back in the day, the first sports talk I was ever exposed to. And then obviously WFAN gets on the air, and Mike and the Mad Dog become, and they do their thing. But everything, when they talked about a subject, they talked about it with raw emotion. They were passionate. When you have a take on something, you have to just, I don't like things that are contrived. And I see too much of that in the business now. So I wish I had a platform last night. I love doing this show with you guys every single day. I wish I had a platform to go to. Now, I could have gone out of my house last night and posted something on social media, how angry I was. I just decided to have a cup of chocolate pudding and go write the script for this morning instead of doing that. But I wish I had a platform to talk about how much more can this fan base take of Clay Holmes?
Well, you have your platform now, and you're making good use of that platform.
But I'm just saying, and we'll hear Aaron Boone. We'll hear a cut from Aaron Boone on the Flash. That finally you're starting to see that maybe that tunnel. The light is at the end of the tunnel because he didn't come out and say last night that he's going to still be the closer. But that's 11 blown saves. And as Yankee fans, me and Vinny are Yankee fans. Wiz is a Mets fan. Nick, you're a Yankee fan, right? Big Yankee fan. Oh, there he is. Wearing a Yankee hat.
There you go.
So as Yankee, we're spoiled about Mariano Rivera.
Yes.
And listen, it's a horrible thing. And it's unfair to Clay Holmes. It's unfair to any when Aroldis Chapman was the closer.
You can't compare anybody.
It's unfair to compare
to Mo.
Mariano Rivera, the greatest closer of all time, to anybody else that comes up and is your closer. But at some point, and I said this last year when Aaron Rodgers got hurt 4 plays into the season, if the Jets had competent quarterback play the rest of the way, they'd be in the playoffs last year because that's how good the team was around Aaron Rodgers. And the same thing this year. But if the Yankees just had a competent closer, and keep in mind the word competent. I'm not saying all-star. I'm not saying best of all time. I'm not saying one of the 10 best, Mount Rushmore of Yankee closers. A competent closer. They would be 5 or 6 games up on the Orioles right now.
Well, yeah, of course. That's 11 games. 11 blown saves.
So they were 3. I know in the 10 they were 3-7 in the 10. So last night that made it 3-8. Just think if you have half of them back, and irregardless of what has happened up until now, the Yankees are going to be in the playoffs. I think we can all agree that regardless of whether they win the division or they're a wild card, they'll be in the playoffs. How could you possibly be confident at all in handing this clown the ball in a one-run game in a playoff game with your season on the line?
Cautious Clay.
Cautious?
Beyond cautious.
Catastrophe Clay.
Catastrophe Clay.
But it's also the same blueprint. Comes in, walks the batter, gets the bases loaded, walks the guy.
They were talking last night about his body language. And do you read the body language?
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
Yeah.
It's just he has no confidence out there. He comes out and he literally looks scared. He looks scared.
Yeah, he does.
Like it's
like a deer caught in the headlights.
Deer caught in the headlights.
We saw some deer in Lake George the other day. It was actually kind of cute, just watching the two deer.
Did they look like Clay?
I would rather have those two deer on the mound closing the game than Clay Holmes.
A better shot.
And I feel like we should be talking more about the Mets, and we will on the update later on, because the Mets are a great story, and we'll talk more about that later on. But this Yankee situation, and this is a team that you've built this team to try and win a championship, right? So, the offense is going to have their struggles. Pitching is going to have their struggles. You can't go into the playoffs with this guy as the closer. Give me Luis Heel. Give me Clark Schmidt. Give me Tommy Kahnle.
Kahnle, right? I like Kahnle.
We're going to join our radio audience in just a few seconds. Sports Bash, presented by Ticketbash.com, is coming right up.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sports Bash, presented by Ticketbash.com, where you'll never pay a service fee. Sports Bash also brought to you by the Embassy Diner, located at 4280 Hempstead Turnpike in Bethpage, where every customer is considered family. Mention Sports Bash, get a free dessert with your meal. By the offices of Dr. Anthony Ippolito at Chiropractic Care Plus, located at 1 John Street in Babylon. Chiropractic Care Plus is the only choice when searching for Long Island chiropractors. Give Dr. Ippolito a call at 631-669-6221. By Bearcat Billing Service, your trusted partner in medical billing. Experience the Bearcat way. Personal, professional, and tailored to your needs. Give Gary a call at 516-796-2400. Tell him Sports Bash sent you. By the Marty Lyons Foundation, the official charity of Sports Bash Media. For more information, go to martylyonsfoundation.org. And by Collaborate Studios, a content marketing production facility. For more information, call them at 516-509-8277. And once again, I say good morning, Vinny Tickets.
Good morning, Peter.
It is a special day here on the program. It is a Wednesday. That means later in the show, we're going to have Stump the Whiz. Whiz, are you prepared?
I'm ready.
Usually I have this feeling, Vinny, every time we do Stump the Whiz, I have this gut feeling as to how he's going to do. And I'm not really sure where to go today. I'm not really sure if he's going to get it or not. I think, at the least, I think he's going to get part of it. I don't know if he's going to get the whole thing. It's a multiple answer question today.
Okay, well, I see you rocking your Met colors, so maybe
No, this is Islanders and Knicks. I don't wear Mets. I don't wear Mets colors. I might see that. Now that's the thing. I might wear this shirt to a Met game. Like if I was going with my family to a Met game, this is a shirt that I would probably.
It's a little hookah-dook.
Right, I could blend in, and everything.
It's a little hookah-dook.
Yeah,
Where's the Met logo? No Met logo.
I saw you were wearing Met colors at the Met game. No, it's just it's a shirt I put on. I wanted to blend in with my family. No, I don't want to look like an outsider.
Maybe the orange will give him a little juju today.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens later on. That's Stump the Whiz coming up later in the show. We've also got This Day in Sports History. We've got the poll question. We're going to play I'm stealing the line because teams do this all the time. Like you see that the Long Island Ducks have done this promotion. I think the Islanders have done it before. It's called What's in a Box. Here's the box right here. And we're going to play a little bit later on. Now, do you want to do it after the update or do you want to do it in the second segment? Because we have the second segment's packed. We should probably get through the update and then do it. Okay, so right after the update, we're going to play What's in the Box. And Vinny's going to open up the box and we're going to tell you, try and guess. 631-451-1039. If somebody guesses what's in the box, can we give them something?
Sure. Let's give them tickets tomorrow night to Hootie and the Blowfish at Jones Beach.
Wow, that's a great prize.
There you go.
I only want to be with you.
Oh, boy.
So I have to do something to be in a good mood because of Clay Holmes last night. And that brings us to the Sports Bash Flash. It is brought to you by the Embassy Diner in Bethpage, where every customer is considered family. The Embassy Diner is located at 4280 Hempstead Turnpike in Bethpage. Mention Sports Bash and get a free dessert with your meal. We'll start in Arlington, where the Yankees took a 4-3 lead over the Rangers to the bottom of the ninth. Clay Holmes came on and proceeded to load the bases. 1 out, Wyatt Langford stepped to the plate.
Bases full, bottom of the ninth, 1 out, 4-3 Yankees. And the pitch. Swing and a deep shot into left field. Verdugo watching it go into the stands for a home run. Walk-off grand slam, Wyatt Langford.
Justin Shackle on WFAN, the 11th blown save of the year for Clay Holmes, and the Yankees lose to the Rangers 7-4. After the game, manager Aaron Boone was asked if Clay Holmes will continue to be the closer.
I'm not going to answer that right now when we're raw and emotional, and we'll talk through and do what we think's the best thing.
Well, listen, he didn't say, like in the past times he's been asked,
We
he's
stand
our closer,
behind
we
our
stand
guy.
by him, we have to get him right.
Yeah.
He didn't say that. He said, oh, we're not going to answer that question right after it. In other words, he's fed up with it too. And I know the people listening on LI News Radio didn't hear my pre-show rant about Clay Holmes, but let's be honest, the guy stinks. He's not a closer.
Yeah. Well, if you saw the pitch before, he grooved one the pitch before.
Yeah.
And if you know baseball, when you look at it, when someone lines that pitch straight back, it means they're on the pitch. And Boone literally, if you saw him, he closed his eyes and he went like, why are you throwing that pitch? And then, boom, he threw the same exact pitch
same
again.
one. He didn't want to walk. He didn't want to walk in a run, so he grooved one right over the plate, and Langford hit it a mile. And Yankees lose, and the Orioles beat the White Sox. Yeah, it's
tough to watch.
It's nauseating. I think about things now that I would rather do. That if I'm watching the Yankee game and the Yankees have the lead and Clay Holmes comes into the game, I was trying to come up with a list of things I would rather do than continue watching the game. Like I think, my wife was watching The Bachelor last night. Like I would go in, and I hate The Bachelor. Like I would go in and watch the next time I'm watching the Yankee game in the other room and Clay Holmes comes in the pitch, I'm going to go in and watch The Bachelor with Cheryl.
With your pudding.
With my pudding.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather stick a needle in my eye. Like I'd rather eat a bowl of broccoli, and I hate broccoli. Like these are things that I would rather do than watch Clay Holmes pitch for the Yankees again.
Yeah, it's tough to watch.
So I said the Orioles beat the White Sox 9-0, and the Yankees now trail the Orioles by a half game in the AL East. Meanwhile, at Citi Field, the chance of MVP continued.
2-1. Lindor sends a high fly to right. O'Neill going back to the track at the wall. It's gone. 2-run home run, Francisco Lindor. A high arcing shot landing atop the Payson Cadillac Club. His 30th home run of the year.
Does Take a Bash have tickets in the Payson Cadillac Club?
Yes, we do.
We do. You do.
Yeah. It's a speakeasy.
It's a speakeasy.
Did you know that?
No, I don't know what that is.
So a speakeasy is like a hidden bar. So you actually have to go to this like hidden door at Citi Field, and you knock on the door, and they kind of open it up, and they peek through, and okay, we can let you. You show them your ticket.
Yeah.
They say, okay, we can let you in. Actually, the Paramount has one. It's called the Founders Club.
Yes, I've been there. Yes.
So that's a speakeasy. It's
Yeah.
like a hidden bar that you need to know somebody to get in.
So if you want to sit in those seats, ticketbash.com, Cadillac Club, and of course you can use the code SBR15.
SBR15.
Right, SBR15 for 15% off your tickets if you want to see a Met game here in the pennant race. I was Keith Rad on Odyssey Mets Radio. Mets go on to beat the Red Sox 7-2. Francisco Lindor 2 for 4 with that home run and 3 RBI. And on his 29th birthday, David Peterson allowed a run and 6 hits while striking out 11 over 6.
The win's good enough for me. I will take that. That's a good enough present for me, and call the family and say goodnight, and it'll top it off.
So David Peterson, this is a bonus Stump the Whiz question, if we have 30 seconds here. Mets starting pitchers to get their win on their birthday. He becomes the 6th different pitcher. One pitcher did it twice. 6th different pitcher to get a win on their birthday. Doesn't count against your record. Any idea who any of the other Mets pitchers in the franchise history to get a win on their birthday?
Couldn't tell you.
Can you give me?
I'll go with Tom Seaver.
Tom Seaver was not on the list.
Okay, I'll say R.A. Dickey, maybe.
No.
Matt Harvey.
Give me the one guy who did it twice. He was a pretty good Mets pitcher. He's still involved in the organization.
Kuzman?
Yeah.
We got to get to what's in the box too.
Okay.
All right, so I'll give you the names. It's David Peterson, Dylan G in 2012, Dave Malicki in 1995, Wally Whitehurst in 1991, Ron Darling did it in 85 and 86, and Ray Burris in 1980. And the Braves won, so the Mets are still a half game back of the wild card spot. We have a couple of minutes till the break. Let's play what's in the box. I'm going to check messages to see if anybody guessed what's in the box. Wiz, what do you think is in the box?
I don't know.
Nick, you have any guesses as to what's in the box? No idea. Sebastiano, do you know what's in the box?
I couldn't tell you.
Now, the NFL season is starting. Here's a hint. The NFL season is starting this week. And it's a very special season for one of the two football locals.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh,
Look at this box from the New York Football Giants. Remember when we had their marketing director on the show? We talked about this great gift that the Giants were going to give out to their season ticket holders this year.
There you go.
Look at that. It is a beautiful box from the Giants. It's
And
their
we broke
100th
the
season.
seal.
You broke the seal. And
let's
now
see
let's
what
see
we
what's
have.
in there with a little
The
foam.
2024 New York Giants season will be one of distinction as we celebrate our historic milestone, 100 seasons of Giant football.
Now take a look at this. I mean, it does not get better than this if you're a season ticket holder.
Look at that.
Look at that commemorative ticket. Now I believe on one side is a commemorative ticket from the first ever Giants home game, and then the other side that's the first ever Giants home game, which was at the Polo Grounds, right?
$2.75 for a box seat.
Yeah, and then the other side is a commemorative ticket of this year's home opener. That is unbelievable. That is beautiful.
That's beautiful.
And
We're gonna
really
go to
quick,
the
as
break.
we go to the break, this mahogany
We're going to
box.
have to show these
Yes,
after the break.
yes, replica Super Bowl rings of the Giants' 4 Super Bowls. How great is this? If you're a Giants season ticket holder, that pays for itself. I mean, you get to go.
Beats a towel.
It beats a towel or, magnetic schedule that you put on your refrigerator or, a T-shirt. Or how about what the Giants did a few years ago, Fan Appreciation Day? They gave out a medium soda to everybody at the game. Remember when they did that? This is much better than a medium soda. Anyway, when we come back on the show, we've got Stump the Whiz. We'll show you more of these 4 Giant Super Bowl rings. We'll see if any of them fit my finger. And we got Stump the Whiz. We've got This Day in Sports History and our poll question. It's all coming up when we come back. Hi, I'm Peter Schwartz.
And I'm Vinny Tickets.
We want to take a moment to talk about our fantastic sponsor, the Embassy Diner.
Embassy Diner has been a beloved staple in the restaurant industry for over 50 years. And the great thing about it is when you walk through the door, you're not a customer, you are family. Every visit promises to be filled with warmth, love, and respect.
And here's an extra treat. If you mention Sports Bash during your visit, you enjoy a free dessert on the Embassy Diner.
Come on down to the Embassy Diner, where great food and great company are always on the menu.
Visit the Embassy Diner located at 4280 Hempstead Turnpike in Bethpage. Peter Schwartz, Vinny Tickets, back on Sports Bash as we wait for our radio audience to rejoin us. Thanks for sticking with us on Facebook and YouTube. And before the break, we unveiled this box from the Giants to season ticket holders, and it is a beautiful thing. Vinny's got the 4 Super Bowl rings on his fingers. There's also, if I could just move the box again, if you missed it right before the break, this is a commemorative ticket. On that side, the first ever Giants home game, this year's home opener. It's a beautiful box. How about those Super Bowl rings?
Yeah, I feel
They
like
fit?
Well, one of them doesn't.
Yeah.
But I do feel like a superstar.
You do. Let's see if let me see one gets on my finger.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see if one gets on my finger. I bet there's no way this gets.
No.
As
Boomer says, they're meat hooks.
They're meat hooks. Yeah, 30 seconds to go. I got on my little pinky. It still doesn't fit on my pinky.
On the pinky.
It's still
Wow.
It doesn't get on the pinky.
Wow.
But these are beautiful. Those are beautiful. We have 20 seconds until we welcome back our radio audience. And the Giants will open the season this week against
Minnesota
at Minnesota. The Jets open up Monday night against San Francisco. And we're coming right back right now.
I think Giants.
Welcome back to Sports Bash, presented by TicketBash.com. Peter Schwartz, Vinny Tickets. We welcome you back in on this Wednesday morning. It is a Stump the Whiz Wednesday. We're going to get to that in just a moment. Vinny is still sporting his Giants replica Super Bowl rings in this beautiful box that was sent out to season ticket holders. Did you get them all on? Give Wiz one of them. Let's see if Wiz can get one on his finger.
Yeah. Let's get these back in the box.
Get those back in the box. It's a beautiful, mahogany-looking box there with the ticket, the commemorative ticket. Just a wonderful job by the Giants, and they just came out with their 100 best players in franchise history. So they'll be celebrating that at their home opener. They open up against the Vikings this week, and the Jets will open up against the San Francisco 49ers Monday night. Tomorrow we're going to have Anthony Becht, former Jets tight end, and their new radio analyst will join us on the show tomorrow to preview the Jets. We'll get to Stump the Whiz in just a moment. First, it's time for the Sports Bash Media poll question of the day. We post a new poll question every weekday on the Sports Bash Media X/Twitter page. Let's look back at yesterday's question. Should the Yankees have made Jason Dominguez a September 1st call-up? Overwhelming response, 89% yes, 11% no. And Vinny, I really wanted them to bring Dominguez up. I would like to see him in left field over Alex Verdugo, who is just, after a strong start, has not played well. I think Dominguez, if anything else, just a little youthful exuberance. You see what he's doing at AAA. I can't believe they didn't bring him up on September 1st.
Yeah, it was pretty shocking. I agree with that. They could have used the shot in the arm. I mean, there's some big gaping holes that we have right now, and we need to get some momentum going here in the month of September, because yesterday was a total buzzkill.
Yeah, I'm literally still sick to my stomach. Once he got one guy on base, you just knew what was going to happen. It's just unbelievable with this guy. 11 blown saves. Well, that it involves Jason Dominguez. He doesn't pitch, but I still would have liked to have seen Jason Dominguez called up on September 1st. Let's get to today's question, and it will have to do with the New York Jets. When will Hassan Reddick finally report to Gang Green? And we have 4 choices this week, maybe in time to play Monday night against the 49ers. Next week, sometime later this season, or never. Maybe he doesn't ever show up for the Jets. Obviously, he's holding out. He's got 1 year left on his contract. That's the thing. He is not a free agent. He is under contract, and he is not here. He's getting fined every day. Those fines are accumulating, and the Jets can't wipe them out. I mean, that's the CBA. He has to pay the fine. So at some point, I know he wants a new deal, but are you going to sit out the whole season and lose $12 million? You're not making $12 million sitting at home watching the Jets on TV.
So does he still get paid, though?
No, he doesn't get paid.
He gets nothing until he reports.
And here's the other thing, too. It rolls over. So, if he doesn't report this season, that contract goes back into effect next year. So unless the Jets trade him, he's a Jet. So the question now is, and the Jets are not going to talk to him about a new deal until he's in the building. So show up, get in the building, which he should have done at the beginning of minicamp and then training camp. I personally think, my gut feeling says he comes in this week.
Yeah,
I do think he comes in this week.
What about a trade?
Well, Joe Douglas is on record saying they're not going to trade him.
It's the tail wagging the dog. You can't have it happen.
Right. And now, listen, could they use him? Of course, absolutely. They already have a great defense. They could use him, but I think that the Jets have all the bargaining on their side. He has no leverage whatsoever. He's the one who's getting fined every day, and he's losing out on – if he doesn't show up this week, maybe that was his deadline. Maybe he doesn't want to lose the game check, because the game check's a lot bigger than anything he's going to get fined for now. So is he making a point? I'd like to be able to make a point and sit out and lose that kind of money. What's his point? Show up and play the year, show up in good faith, and then maybe you'll get a new deal.
Yeah, it's unacceptable right now, and it's just unfortunate that going into such, there's a lot of promise. I actually heard somebody say 16-1 yesterday. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I go 13-4.
13-4, I'll take.
Yeah. Really quick, this day in sports history before we get to Stump the Whiz.
By the way, I'll take 9-8. Go ahead.
Okay, this day in sports history.
I'm selfish. I want 13-4.
All right.
Go ahead.
In 1994, the Cleveland Browns successfully attempted the first ever 2-point conversion in NFL history. That was from Tom Tupa, Tom Tupa, yeah, of course. 2-point Tupa is what his nickname was, because he was a punter, an emergency quarterback. He ran into the end zone on a fake extra point where the Browns beat the rival Bengals 28-20.
Okay, and Tom Tupa was when Vinny Testaverde got hurt in the Jets season opener in '99. Tupa came in, threw a couple touchdown passes, and then for some reason Bill Parcells decided to bring Rick Meyer in the fourth quarter as the emergency quarterback, and the Jets lost on that home opener. Just thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is time for Stump the Whiz. And we're going to have a great prize, 4 tickets for Saturday's Premier Lacrosse League semifinals at Hofstra Stadium. If we picked your question and you stumped the whiz, you're going to see great lacrosse at Hofstra on Saturday. This week, our question comes from Franklin Schweitzer in Levittown. There were 9 quarterbacks taken in the 2022 NFL draft, but only 2 of them are still with the team that drafted them. Who are those 2 quarterbacks? I'll repeat the question one more time. 2022 NFL draft, 9 quarterbacks throughout the entire draft were taken. Only 2 of those quarterbacks are still with the team that drafted them. 2 minutes on the clock from Sebastiano, and away we go.
Well, Brock Purdy's obviously the first one.
That is number 1.
It can't be Kenny Pickett because he was traded to the Eagles. Who else was on there? 2022. Was he still on the roster? I know he started a playoff game. Skylar Thompson?
That is correct. 24 seconds. Wow.
Love the whiz.
That is an
You can't
all-time
stump the whiz.
whiz record. 24 seconds.
You can't stump the whiz.
And he's got the biggest smile on his face.
We'll have to bring him some vegetables.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
some vegetables. That bowl of broccoli that I would eat instead of watching Clay Holmes, I'll just give
Bring
it
it
to
to
Wiz. Bring it to Wiz. Brock Purdy was the easy one. I knew you would get that.
Yeah, Purdy's easy one. I mean, his team went to a Super Bowl last year, obviously.
Yeah.
But Thompson, I remember him because in the game in 2022 where Skylar Thompson had to start that game because not only was Tua out, but Teddy Bridgewater, who was the backup also on that team, was also out. So Skylar Thompson came in, and he actually did pretty well, and the team almost won. They lost 34-31, but, for a 7 seed, not bad. Not bad at all.
A tremendous job. He seems to outdo himself when he gets the answer every week. I think last week you did it in like 30 seconds. This is an all-time record, 24 seconds.
You can't stump the whiz.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Well, we can beat the whiz.
Nobody beats the
Nobody
whiz.
beats the whiz.
Especially when it comes to Hall of Fame stuff. I run over everyone.
Here were the other 7 quarterbacks that are no longer with their team. You mentioned Kenny Pickett now with the Eagles. Desmond Ridder, drafted by the Falcons. He's a free agent. Malik Willis, drafted by Tennessee, now with the Packers. Matt Corral, drafted by Carolina, now a free agent. Bailey Zappi, drafted by the Patriots. He's a free agent. Sam Howell, drafted by Washington. He's now on Seattle. And Chris Oladokin was drafted by the Steelers. He is now a free agent. So, well done. Well done.
Very happy that Desmond Ritter's not one of those.
We have yes, I know, because you're a big Falcons fan. Tomorrow, we have a great guest on the show tomorrow. I'm looking forward to this. He's been on the show before when we were doing the weekly show. Anthony Becht, former Jets tight end. He is now also the Jets' new radio analyst. He'll be working with Bob Wischusen on the radio broadcast. Anthony Becht is going to join us on the show tomorrow. Looking forward to chatting with him about what Gang Green is going to do this year.
Yeah, it was a great guest last time. I'm sure he'll do a repeat.
And he's also for those who don't remember, he is also the head coach of the the UFL's now St. Louis Battlehawks. So we can talk to maybe a little bit about that as well. But we'll have Anthony Becht on the show tomorrow. And that will do it for this edition of Sports Bash, presented by TicketBash.com, sponsored by the Embassy Diner in Bethpage, Dr. Anthony Ippolito at Chiropractic Care Plus, by Bearcat Billing Service, the Marty Lyons Foundation, and Collaborate Studios. For our entire crew, and that includes Vinny Tickets, and that includes the victorious Whiz Kid on Stump the Whiz today. Tremendous job, a new world record, new Stump the Whiz record, 24 seconds to get the question correct. For our entire crew, I'm Peter Schwartz saying thank you for watching and listening. Sports Bash is back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock with more. We'll recap the Yankees and Mets from today, and we'll get ready for Jets football on Monday with Anthony Becht. Have a great day.